Right, Cass, great to be at the Brandywell today. First week game of the season. What kind of challenge are you expecting against the N.I.I.L Champions League?
Well, every time you play them, it's close, it's tight, they're physical, they're a good team, good squad of players, a lot of players who we know, technically very good. So, listen, we're a young side, so it's a good test for us and looking forward to it.
Cass, a lot of players listening today. How big of an opportunity for players that are stepping up?
Well, that's the thing. Last week was the same. We're no different. We have 9 or 10 first team squad members out injured, and that does what it is. But it gives the young players now a chance to step up and cement their place in the team. And listen, the good thing about it, they've no fear, they're enthusiastic, and they've got youth on their side. So, look forward to seeing them today.
We talked about the young players already. So, what are your expectations for this young squad for the season?
Well, as you know, we've 3 adult teams this year, so dipping on these young players coming in, and when we do get more experienced players back, it'll help those young players, but those young players will also help the older players. But as I say, they've been brought up the right way. Training's been excellent, they've been really good in training, and they've been putting the work in. So listen, they'll not let us down, and they're all a bunch of good lads, so we're lucky.
And we're very much not short term, we're looking at the long term as well.
Of course. Well, sure, 100%. As you know, we've 3 guys already over at England, done really well. If they go, we've another 3 ready to come in. That's just a conveyor belt of players we have coming through from your own age group right through to the first team. We're lucky.
Well, best luck at it, Cass.
Appreciate it, Gareth. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Great way to start the season, 3 points to kick off against New Buildings. But after controlling the game in the first half, did we lose a wee bit of control in the second half?
Well, I think first and foremost it's a great occasion for us because we're playing in the Brandywell, which is a historic football stadium, and it's great for our young players and their players to be playing in the Brandywell as well. They really look forward to it. I think in terms of the game, we always have tight games, tough games against New Buildings, who have a great unity and a great work ethic. But I thought our young players today were absolutely fantastic throughout the game. When you look at the average age of the team, and it's mostly an under-19 team that's playing, so the development and the work that the coaches are putting on the club is fantastic, and for the players to be playing the way they done today, we were really pleased with them.
Yeah. Obviously, we've talked about before the game as well. The Cass, it's a very young squad, very young team. So did that wee bit of inexperience show at times towards the end of the game and trying to see it out?
Well, we've made a couple of changes. We wanted us to get all the young players on, so we've made some changes at the end. We obviously then, when you make changes with 10 minutes to go, obviously it's getting people in the game quickly, and just a wee bit of game management at the end was probably our Achilles heel. But at the same token, that's all learning from them. They'll learn from that. They'll learn in the next game. Our boys will feel a wee bit disappointed by conceding a couple of cheap goals at the end. But I think right up until that, the performance up to 80 minutes was fantastic. And if we could keep maintaining that now over the course of the season and keep improving that, and especially with the young player and the teams that we have and their enthusiasm to learn, it looks very positive.
Yeah, and obviously as well, I thought that some of the goals, especially, and some of the play, there was moments of real quality in there. So he must have been very pleased with that there, like a fourth goal especially. Crossing the box and a great first time finish, and Brenan at times as well scoring his first goal.
Well,
I thought there was some brilliant football, not just by the player scored the goal, but the team played some great football as well.
Well, I think the New Buildings guys were saying coming off there, they couldn't believe how well the young players played, which was a nice credit to them. But at the same token, when you look at Ryan McCall, the way he takes the ball and how exciting he is, and he made the fourth goal going past four, and we've been asking him to do that more and have more belief in himself, which he's doing. And Brenan now has obviously scored 4 goals in 2 games. His instinct finishing, especially his first one, was fantastic. But Tiarnan O'Connor as well, you look at the 3 boys playing up front, they're all obviously under 19, and the way they performed together and the way they finished, especially Brenan and Tiarnan and obviously Ryan with his assist, was fantastic at times.
Yeah, we must have been very happy with the intensity of the players, because I thought they pressed really, really well. They won the ball back, especially in the first half. They won the ball back very, very quickly, and put New Buildings under real pressure at times. And to be honest, it was a great to watch at times as well. It was fantastic.
Well, that's what we talked about before the game. It was important as a midfield that Josh, Lewis, and Logan were around to play well, and I thought they'd done that really well. Especially first half, they were pressing, and then obviously with the front 3. Defending from the front was really good for us, and at the back then, you've young Conor Moore, who's obviously playing at left back. He's only coming 17. His performance, his maturity was fantastic as well, along with young Beef as well playing fullback. And then you have Robbo and you have Brian Hopper. A very young back 4. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, Ray Kelly made a fantastic save when it was 1-0. They could have went 1 each, and sometimes games change, but Ray made some 2 or 3 great saves as well, and that helped the team in terms of settling and moving forward the way we wanted to and attack.
Yeah, so see obviously the style of play at times as well. I thought there were some really, really good triangles, really good play, but then we also had that direct ball over the top that Robbo was pinging passes, and so was that something he's talked about before the game as well, just to mix it up?
Well, his distribution skills is fantastic. He can put balls in a 6-foot from 60-70 yards, and we work on that in training. He works on it as well along some of the back 4, but some of the play in terms of the variations is very good in terms of when we're playing in the midfield, and then when we want to play forward and trying to link up the play. But when you have a player who with that quality, who can pick a ball from 60-70 yards and put someone in, which he's fantastic at, and he's had that as a young kid, and he's just developed it really, really well. And I thought he was very dominant in the game as well in terms of the air stuff, which he's improving on as well, which was good to see.
And finally, it was the last 10 minutes, good practice from moving forward in terms of you've got yourselves in a great position. Now is that something they work on? They see out games better, maybe control it a bit better, keep the ball, stuff like we were doing in the first half, we didn't do towards the end?
Well, we're always learning, because we're always learning in training. We're always trying to get the players to learn in every session, and the 2 games that we've played last week in Dungiven, very young squad as well, and then a young squad this week with so many players out, and I'm talking about older players, experienced players who's played at higher levels. These young guys have playing with no fear, which is great to see, and the good thing about that is their appetite to learn and improve, and we'll learn from today as well. They'll learn, obviously, they won't smell themselves too much. They'll get on, be working this week in terms of improving on stuff, and that's what they'll do, and that's why they're a pleasure to work with.
Yeah, and one more thing, obviously we talked about the squad. It was great to see fourth goal, 2 substitutes coming on, linking up, scoring, shows the strength of the squad. They're leaving good players out there.
Well, we're not actually leaving players out at the moment because we're trying to use as many young players as we can because we have so many older players out in the team. We have so many first teamers that are injured. So, you know, the younger players that's playing at the moment don't have the experience on the pitch, but they're gaining experience by playing now in these type of games, and it's helping them. Now, as I say, it's only 2 games. We're not getting carried away with it. It's nothing too special, but the performance was special today and some of the stuff that they done. But then we know next week we'll have another tough game, and we have to obviously look at the stuff that comes our way in terms of the challenges. So, you know, it's trying to prepare the players this week, see how the injuries are after today's game, and then we'll take it from there then again.
Yeah, I can see you're doing it. Well done today, boys. Well done.
Thanks, boys. Much appreciated.